Greetings, friends, and welcome to Enigma Night Gaming. My name is Liara, and I will be your guide in today's adventure. Today we're playing Riven, the sequel to Myst, and in today's episode, we're going to finally solve the fire marble puzzle and escape with Catherine once and for all. How are we going to do that? Well, without further ado, let's hop into the game. All right. So last time, we had gotten stuck on this puzzle. We had tried rechecking our information, and I felt certain that we had it all laid out properly. The only thing I wasn't sure about is if that was a blue or a yellow marble, but we tried both iterations and neither appeared to work. But there's one thing I failed to notice. Look very carefully at this console. What do you notice when we lower the switch? So it lowers a panel. When I was playing around off stream, I just randomly clicked over here, like trying to grab the handle, but I was a little too high. Watch what happens. That's right. We forgot to turn it on. How epic is that? Well, let's go head to a linking book now, shall we? So now, in theory, it should be working. It is. Okay. Well, how are those mountains staying up there? That's so weird. That doesn't look stable at all. All right, well, I guess that's where we're heading, right? Here goes nothing. We're in jail. That's not good. Hello? Oh. What did we do? Oh. Whoops. I think we just summoned him. Hi there. Funny meeting you here.
I'm afraid this situation has often required of me a more primitive code of conduct than I might otherwise have chosen. I am Gen.
Oh boy.
I assume you've heard of me.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I suspect you have acquired some false information of who I am now. Not that my son would have lied to you about me. No, not Atris. It's just that, well, I'm sure he believes me to still be the depraved father I once was. Yes. I even tried to kill him once.
Uh-huh.
God, if I had
And you wonder why he doesn't like you.
A great father indeed, who tries to murder his own son.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, he trapped me on age 5, a prison of my own creation. No books, no precious inks, no ages to link to, nothing but my own foolish ambitions.
Mm-hmm.
That was 30 years ago. 30 years, 30 lifetimes, what does it matter? No sentence could be too harsh for the man I was. But I have changed.
Right. I'm not sure I believe you.
To be sure, the deeds of my past can never be completely atoned for, but my mission was an honorable one.
So where's Catherine? If you're so honorable, where's Catherine?
Sorry, this is all a bit awkward. It's been a long time since I've attempted to persuade any one of my intentions. Most of the people here have already made their minds up about me one way or another.
Uh-huh.
I myself do not trust the words of most men, so I don't expect you to believe me. In the end, though, you may discover that I do have more than mere words to offer.
Is that so?
Atris's choice of punishment has been hard on the people of Riven, and many have suffered because of it. The island has been steadily decaying for years, but according to my most recent measurements, it appears that the Fifth Age has entered its final days.
No, you said it had stabilized.
Unless the villagers can be relocated soon, the island will collapse entirely and everyone will perish.
That's not what your journal said.
It has taken me a long time to do it, but it appears that finally I'll be able to make some substantial amends to my past transgressions, especially in... Well, I'm afraid I've had some trouble with Catherine.
Uh-huh. And here it comes out, right?
In any society, there will always be a small percentage of the population with rebellious tendencies. Before Catherine appeared, the moiety, as they call themselves, had been relatively harmless. I mean, the natives here are a fairly violent people by nature, but I'd almost come to accept their presence.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed inevitable under the circumstances. Upon Catherine's return, however, their violence intensified considerably. It seems she's become some sort of
God,
religious savior to them.
Yeah, she's like basically they worship her.
She's come to believe this herself.
And no, I don't think so.
Alternative.
She hates it.
I had to separate her from her people.
Mm-hmm.
I must admit, though, that my concerns were not entirely for her safety alone. The actions of Catherine and the moiety have put my own life at risk on numerous occasions. Consequently, the lives of all the people here. Therefore, I must ask you to refrain from any attempt to free her. Though I'm sure Atris desires it.
Yeah, that's his wife.
He must desire it with all his heart. But he is completely unaware of her recent state.
I don't think so. I feel like he probably has a better idea.
Which brings me to the point of all of this. The linking book you brought with you. You're very fortunate to have recovered it. If I may.
Sure. Yeah, have
Thank
the
you.
book. Yeah, definitely. Are you going to link there? You're gonna travel there? Go on, by all means. Like, definitely, you should definitely use that book. I promise it'll work out great. It definitely goes to Dunny. Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah, I know you're like shocked and all. But I promise you, it definitely 100% goes to Dunny. Come on, you know you want to.
Perhaps it would be best if you went through first.
No. I don't think so. I really don't think so.
You may need some time to decide. That is reasonable. Until then, as a token of my good intentions, I will allow you free access to my linking books, crude though they may be, and to the rest of the Fifth Age.
Okay.
Please understand, there is nothing I want more than a chance to resolve matters between Atris and myself. Especially in light of what has become of Catherine.
X'd
but
out.
Unless you are willing to demonstrate to me that your intentions are honorable, I cannot risk it. The sanctuary I've been writing for the islanders is nearly complete. After all these years, it would be a shame if I were unable to finish it.
I'm sure it would. Bye.
The work I am doing is quite demanding. Please don't signal me unless you've decided to use the book. The switch will reset itself once you link from here.
I see. Interesting. So... Okay, so what do we have here then? This is a... Oh, wait. So we just look... We want to go here, right? Maybe? What happens if we visit Catherine? Because this is Prison Island, right? And we know how to open that. She doesn't have the code. Maybe that's the problem. We go there and we immediately release her. I mean, why would you give us access to this? I feel like it's a trap. Let's go see if we can find Catherine. All right, let's close this. Okay. And now, are we on Prison Island? Like, this is the one island we wanted to go to, right? Hello? We have a code here? There's a code we need. What does this do? Oh. Okay. So there's a sound... There's a sound cue there. So before we can free her, maybe we go back to Gen's office, because it said the key to rescuing her was in... Let's see. Let's go back to her note. I'm pretty sure it said that the key to rescue her was in his office, right? And not to trigger anything without her, right? All right, so I write quickly from my prison. Nelek will return your book with the moiety which the moiety intercepted upon your arrival. After questioning her, I've concluded that it was written by Atris for a very specific purpose. Gen will desire to use it, although he may have suspicions. If you can find my prison, you will still need the combination to release me. Gen keeps it in his office. Then I assume we're to signal Atris. I think I know how to do it, but don't signal him before I am released. Okay, so we gotta head back to Gen's office and see if we can find that code. It's gonna be some kind of musical code, I assume. Okay, so if we resummon him, are we going to be able to escape the prison book? Like, is this a terrible idea? He's gonna be like, did you change your mind? Maybe.
I'm relieved you've returned. I thought perhaps you had decided against it.
So he's gonna be suspicious. So we've gotta try and convince him.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. Oops. I'm yeah. So I'm trapped. You gonna see us? What's going on? Can he not see us? He can't see us. So now we're both trapped? Right? I swapped places with him. Oh, man. I'm just curious. This is the worst idea ever. If you try and click on it again. Oh, we can't even do that. Okay. He's just in prison. All right, what else do we got here? There's a pen. A beetle. Is that like a pin holder? Okay. What is this stuff? What do we got going on here? Okay. What is this thing? I don't know. So of course we should, turn it off, because, I mean, that's always a good idea to randomly turn off switches. I'm a firm believer in always turning off random items. What does this do? Does it lift the cage? Oh, so we can link, right? Yes. Okay. So now we can link wherever we need and we're free to go. There's no cage. Now we're good. What's down here? What is this? To gain something? I can't, what does this say? Something myself. Alright, so this is, it's to gain my something. Is this like his wife or something? I don't know who this guy is. We've got whatever this is. Alright, I start this latest journal with astounding news. Catherine has returned to the Fifth Age, and though it sets my teeth on edge to say it, she has also vanished as quickly as she appeared, stolen from me by the rebels. As my guard tells it, she linked into the fissure plateau cage, as I'd guessed, when suddenly he was set upon by a band of rebels who darted him and spirited her away. I suspect the truth of the matter was that he was as dumbfounded at actually witnessing someone link in after all this time that he presented an easy target for whichever rebel had happened by at that moment. The luck of it. He did get a good enough look at her, though, to verify that it was indeed Catherine. He also claims that he inspected all of her belongings and found no linking book on her person, a fact which, if true, makes the question of why she's returned here all the more puzzling. While I am sick with frustration at having lost the only quarry that Cage has ever caught, I am also filled with hope. She may yet provide me with a way back to Dunny. It is true that I have managed, despite overwhelming odds, to break free of the confines of the Fifth Age and resume my mission to save my culture from extinction. But I fear that unless I'm able to regain access to the vast resources that lie in the city's ruins, the task of reconstructing that great civilization will be impossible. If Catherine did bring a linking book with her, then I'm halfway there. If not, then she is trapped in the Fifth Age, and I can assume that my emotionally crippled son will soon be along to rescue her. Yeah, he doesn't have a high opinion of Atris. Either way, it is crucial to my plans that I find her soon. Our presence here now forces me to take the rebels more seriously. I should never have permitted them to survive this long. Once again, the great work has demonstrated its usefulness to me. This past week, the villagers have been most difficult to manage. Apparently, they have learned of Catherine's arrival, and their fear of this mythic beast has been all that has kept them in line. Had I known how truly useful these prodigious creatures would prove to be, I would have perhaps captured more of them while the local population was still plentiful. Although, to be sure, if these disturbances continue, my current pets will be in no danger of perishing for lack of nourishment. The search for Catherine continues. I now deeply regret my mistake of having ever taught these primitive people anything at all about the books. It seems that with each passing day, I more sorely realized the extent to which they were not ready for that knowledge, not even in the simplified manner in which I had presented it to them. Their minds, adapted only to the exceptionally menial tasks of village life, were incapable of comprehending the art in all its complexity, and thus were unable to extract the essential underlying principles that are ironically so elegantly simple. It is obvious that much of the discord that exists between us stems from their failure to grasp the full meaning of the information I gave them. If they'd been able to gain even the smallest glimpse of the future I'd planned for them, then this conflict would not exist. The minds of children are much more malleable. With the proper instruction, they have developed a more appropriate posture towards the culture that gave them their lives. At times, they take to it almost as if they had a bit of Dunny blood in them. Given the natives' inborn limitations, however, I am quite careful that none gain a level of understanding that would permit them to sin against this future the way that Catherine did. How foolish I was to think that she could contain such knowledge responsibly, when it was quite clear that my own son could not. Beatrice, he still remains one of the greatest disappointments of my life. I should never have left him with my mother. By the time I'd returned for him, he had already been poisoned as to all thoughts of the Dunny. Perhaps it was the only way that she could rationalize the fact that she had been responsible for the collapse of their civilization. So much destruction, so many great lives lost. The guilt must have been unbearable. Maybe that was his mother on the wall. I do have vague recollections of the love she had for my father and for our world, but ultimately she was an outsider whose ignorance of the Dunny became the catalyst for their demise. If I am to rebuild our culture and in the process correct such crucial weaknesses, then perhaps what she did was ultimately necessary in order that a new era of prosperity might someday come to pass. These last few weeks I have found myself frequently beset by images from the past. As I stood on the schoolroom today, I was reminded of my own childhood, the years I spent in the Bookmakers Guild, Father's immense pride at each of my small accomplishments there. He was an important man in the Dunny world, but I can't bear to think of him for long. It's too much. I was too young to see such a thing. I've got her. Late last night, I received word that Catherine was in the village attempting to persuade the people to join her. I lost 2 good men in the process, but I would have paid 100 times that number for such a prize. She's been taken to the prison island, where I've been attempting to gain some insight as to the reason for her presence here. I've had to fight uh, I've had to fight the all but constant impulse to put her on the gallows. She has adopted the most infuriating stance of only answering my questions, when she answers them at all, in her native tongue. Even so, she is a poor liar. I am now quite certain that her return to Riven was unintentional and that she brought a linking book with her. As far as her willingness to share with me the location of the moiety, we shall see. Without their leader, however, they are once again powerless against me. If Catherine's coming here was indeed an accident, then Atris is bound to come for her, and that is a given. The question I must now consider is, how will he do it? It is likely that his hesitation has been due, at least in part, to this dilemma. One way or another, though, he'll have to bring a linking book to get back to Dunny. There is no other way. It's late, and I cannot sleep. I've lost so much in my life. My people, my father, my son, and you, my wife, Keda. Oh, maybe that was his wife. You were the only true kindness I have ever known. Watching you flicker there in the image, sometimes wonder if you were real. If I could restore your life with my pen, I would do so in an instant and leave the rest of the world to their own wretched fate. Darn the savages, I would be well advised to leave them all in the fifth age and begin again with a clean sheet of paper. A stranger has arrived in Riven with a linking book to Dunny. And once again, my useless minions were overtaken by the rebels. From what little I could decipher from his muddled explanation, it apparently occurred sometime this morning. The cage has been damaged, but it is no matter. Everything I need is here now. Atreus is certainly behind this, yet how could he be so foolish to send someone here with a linking book? Such blatancy is unlike him. Could it be that he has had a change of heart? After all these years, is he finally letting his poor old father go? No, he's only after one thing. Perhaps he should find her. For now, I need only to wait and observe. So yeah, he really changed a whole bunch, didn't he? Oh! That's the code that we need, right? How do you record sounds, right? But that, I feel like that was 2 of the sounds, right? Maybe it was the sounds. What's in here? Anything? Tap, tap, ding, tap, tap. Yeah, it's like there was 3 different sounds in her jail. So, I think... Alright, what's on the bed? What's this? Nothing? What's over here? Is that like a sink? What is this? Is this gonna have his wife's face? Yes. And lived a sad life. Yeah, it seems like it. Welcome in, MSK. Welcome in. So his wife died and he's just like kind of left alone. And then he's like bitter at life, right? Like everything is just like he's disappointed in Atreus. I don't know. All right, let's try. I don't know what this does. Did that power the linking books? We'll see. Let's go to Prison Island and see. So, Ken slipped into insanity in a way. Yeah, it sure seems like it. Can we? Okay, so we may. I think we turned it off when we hit that switch, right? So now we can turn them back on. It was this one. Let's turn it back on. This has got to be the spinning globe, right? For this area. Now they should be powered up. All right. So here we are. Prison Island. Moment of truth. All right, let's listen to these again. I don't know. Let's try this one. Is it not that one? Maybe it was that one, so let's reset it. It's not exactly the same sounds, is it? I mean, I don't think it'd be that one, but what else would it be? Maybe it's this one was the... We'll try the other one. I think it might be the first one and the second one. Is it maybe that one? How do we operate this? I'm assuming I know what I'm doing. But then it doesn't do anything. Oh, wait. Maybe there's a lever? Maybe, oh. Maybe we pull that. Oh. Did we succeed? I don't know. Hello? Hi?
You made it.
Hi?
But how'd you get past?
Oh boy.
You have to get me out of here. If Gen gets the linking book to Dunny, he'll kill Atris. Gen's people may be watching us. The combination to the elevator is somewhere in Gen's office. Be careful. Go then. If you won't help me, then I have nothing more to say.
Okay. Alright. I get she maybe watched from that device, right? So that was the same thing. Okay, so the combination's in his office. Which office, though? The one on Dome Island or the one on the other island? I'm not sure. We can't do anything else except for go down. Alright, so let's go listen to that little device again and see. It's gotta be that's the only thing that made sounds, right? It's like nothing is. Let me hear. Yeah, I think it might be the second one. And then the first one and the first one. The second one and the first one. It's not, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. They're not exactly the same sounds, but I feel they're close. I don't know that any of those is the ding sound, is the thing. I don't know that we have the ding sound at all. So, I guess we head back and try it again. Alright. So, I feel like we already tried it. We'll try again. Okay. So, I think it was... And then do we do this? Why didn't that work before? We did that before. I guess because we hadn't talked to Catherine yet, so we weren't allowed to succeed before. Alright, so now we rescue Catherine. And then we have to signal Atris and get out of here. I assume that's the next series of events, which I assume involves that device that we got when we first arrived, right?
We have to move quickly. Gen's people may already know what's happening. Once we're back with the moiety, we'll have time to regroup. Can I see the book?
Okay.
We're all free. You're captured again.
Yeah?
But there still his followers. I'm not sure what I'll do once I realize he's gone. I'll have to get the villagers to safety as soon as possible.
Okay.
You go back to the Temple Island and reopen the fissure. I know it's risky, but it's the only way to signal Atris. I'll try to make it back there as soon as I can, but don't wait for me. Don't forget, the portal combination's in my journal. Good luck.
Portal combinations in her journal. Okay. Alright. So we've got to open the fissure. Well, this should be fun. I guess now we head back to, she called it Temple Island. I've been calling it Dome Island, but Okay, so Temple Island it is then. Okay, so it's gonna take a series of codes, right? Let's look in her journal, right? So, where does she talk about the fissure? It's been a long time since my last entry. It is hard to recognize, but I have found the star fissure. It is located on the island which the Rivenese call Aleppo, meaning water pool, but which is referred to by the moiety as Alatuan, meaning the pool of the stars. Having since allowed Atris to escape this age without leaving an open door behind us, it has been sealed with skin of heavy iron. A crude telescope has been mounted over a locked viewport. The combination which was acquired by the moiety before my arrival. Okay, so let's find where we have our numbers defined. Because I recognize these. Obviously, these are numbers. I'm guessing this is the order you have to tap them in, right? So we have 4, 4, 3, 1, 1. So that should be the code then, right? Right? 4, 4, 3, 1, 1. Yes. Okay. Now what do we do? What happens if we click this? Nothing. Okay. So we need to lower this down, right? There should be levers. Maybe this. Okay. Is there one over on this side? Maybe? I feel like there should be... Okay, so that one's been let up. Is there any over here? What else do we have that we can interact with? There's the button, but we can't really do anything with it. Can we do anything with this? It's just stuck in here, right? We can't pull that out. I feel like there should be another stopper around here. I feel like we discovered one, right? But let's see. Maybe there's one up here or some other way to lower things down. That's a long fall down. Oh, we can do that. Now if we push it, what happens? Oh, okay. It stops here. Maybe we do that. Oh, it only lowers a little bit at a time. I understand. Oh, whoops. I think we broke it. We're gonna die now. Whoops. Well then. Whoops. I don't think that's what she meant when she said open the star fissure. What's he gonna say? Is he gonna be like, what did you do?
There isn't much time. Where's Catherine? Where's the book?
Atris!
I don't...
Oh, nice. Maybe that was what we were supposed to do. They're finally reunited?
Safely in the Rebel Age. I thank you.
As do I. You've accomplished more than I could have hoped for. You've given me back my life. The path home is now clear for all of us.
Oh boy. Is she pregnant? She was holding her belly.
This is where our paths must part. Perhaps we'll meet again someday. You know where to find me.
Are you just gonna leave us here?
Goodbye, my friend.
Are you just gonna leave us here? Thanks? That was... Why did you throw us... What? You dropped the book in the fissure. Are we just gone forever now? Are we just gonna fall into nothingness? I mean, we did what we were supposed to. Or is this the way we actually get home? Maybe he knew this was the way we get home? I would hope.
I understand. Endings and beginnings are within the fissure. That riven cleft of stars that acts as both a wall and a bridge. And though I am unable to understand how, the very flow of stars that brought my mist book into worthy hands, I am sure served as a safe passage home for my friend.
Oh, okay.
The age of Riven is closed forever, but the people of Riven are free. And now I am at rest, understanding that in books and ages and life, the ending can never truly be written.
Interesting. Okay. Well, so I'm guessing if we followed the story, then he ended up sending us home, right? So this has to be the good ending then, right? That's what one would think. That was interesting. I feel like the puzzles are still very difficult at times, but I guess that's part of an open world puzzle world, basically. Like, it doesn't hold your hand by any stretch of the imagination. And so you kind of have to piece together things from all different areas. I think the main complaint I have is travel is so slow. Because you have to piece all the things together, you would like to be able to travel quickly between locations. Now, YouTube didn't see this because I cut so much of the travel out, but you guys got to see it. There was just so much back and forth and taking the tram and then going back on the tram and then, oops, I took the wrong tram, so now I gotta go back and go back this way. It was just so much travel. And then, of course, having to wait for the linking books to do their little animations each time, and then having to open the domes each time to use the linking books. There was just so much unskippable animation, which, I mean, granted was really pretty, and I'm sure it was like super high tech at the time, but it got to be rather repetitious. And I would say that's the main thing on a puzzle game where you have to go to different locations. Like, I liked being able to very quickly navigate an area once I was there. But traveling between the islands was extremely slow and rather monotonous at times. It was actually a little painful at times, just because of how long all of the different animations took. But really, other than that, like, that's just my main complaint. It would have been nice for either it only to show the animation the first time, or for it to be skippable. Like, one of those two things would be nice. But other than that, it was really fun. Like, the puzzles were definitely challenging, and it had an interesting story. It still has me going, what? Especially because I know there's another game that comes after this one. So I don't know how many games are in the Myst series. I have only ever played Myst prior to this playthrough. So, but I know there's like a whole series of games in this universe. So we'll check out the next one before too long. But anyways, that was a wild and crazy trip. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you like this kind of content, please make sure to like, subscribe, follow, share, all that good stuff. If you want to watch live, we're on Twitch at twitch.tv/Liara27. I have my schedule posted in the about and in the description. And if you want to see which games we're playing each day, I post them on x.com/Liara27. And I hope you'll join me in the next one. Until then, guys, bye.